we have a user page. We saw that those who have registered over here, their entries are saved inside the database. Now you can also log in with that particular email address and password and go inside the application. That is done with the help of the authentication type of Laravel. Now the focus comes on the other part. We saw the database connection, we saw insertion also. Now we'll focus on something which is called as retrieving the records. Laravel follows a crude application structure, that is CRUD, that is create, retrieve, update, delete. So whatever you create, it can be retrieved, it can be updated, and it can also be deleted, that is like completely removed from the database. So we will focus on that. Now inside our PHP MyAdmin we have test database and users. We have two users over here, Radhika Omkar Datar and Omkar Datar. Now we will do one thing. We'll create a view where we will fetch all these records. That is, I'll fetch my name and email. So I'll create a view first of all. And before creating a view, I'll create a controller. So let's go to our command prompt. So my command prompt is here. I'll create a view inside my folder, that is PHP artisan make controller user view controller. Okay, the controller has been created successfully. Now what I need to do is to move inside this controller, that is nothing but inside sample project. This is my project app, HTTP and the controllers. Yes, I can see my view over here. Okay, so now I'll create a particular controller function. That is, my function will be nothing but index. So here I'll create a function. Before that I will put the necessary namespace and the request properties. So I'm going to use the database, so I'll mention over here use DB. This is important if there is an implementation of database in your controller. Next is all other namespace properties will be added over here. That is, a request is already there, request is also there. Okay, now I will create a function. Public should be in small case sensitive, public function index. Okay, now inside index I'll mention the property. I'll say a variable $users equal to db : select star from, my table name is users. So I'll say select star from users. We saw the table name previously, so this was here, the table name is users. Okay, and here I will say, after selecting the particular query, I'll say return view. My view will be, for now, is user view. I'm going to create this view. For now we'll add it inside the code, user view users $users. Okay, I'm going to end this. So yeah, it's done. Now we created a view controller, user view controller. Now in the same thing, we'll create a new file and I will save it inside my view folder. That is nothing but inside resources. So it is resources, views. Here I'll mention my user view controller. That is user view. I'll inject the property of blade. So it will be user view dot blade dot php. Okay. So here I will add a view for it, that is HTML. I'll follow the standard syntax, HTML and head, like just use the standard syntax over here to come through the property. Head, title, view, user, records, title, okay. Inside it I'll say body, table. I'll mention it inside a table. So what I'm going to use is I'll just fetch the ID and the name. If you want, we can fetch even more records. Let's try to do it with just simple one. I'll create a tr. We'll complete with the indentations. I'll just include the code over here. tr td, okay, td id and other one is name. Okay, so I've done with it. I've created a tr. Now I'll use a for each loop. This is the way for each loop works for in Laravel functions. For each, I'll say $users. $users was the variables which we defined in our controller. This was a query which we fetched. This query will fetch an array with all the items selected for users table, and then $users as $user. I will use it inside my for each loop, where it will fetch for the particular element tr. Okay, so here I'll say td as $user id. Wait, I'll say here td. I'll fetch first id and next is my name. td. The other one is $user name. tr at end for each. Okay, and then I'll end my table is also ended over here. So my view has been created. Let's indent it properly. So inside my body is my table has tr and has td. Indentation will help you for any kind of the syntactical error if it happens. td tr td. Okay, so yeah, it has been done. We have created a view for now. Now what we'll do, we'll route it inside routes.php. This is my routes.php. Over here I will route it, and my routing will be route : get. What I'm going to do is, if we go for this particular view, that is view records, inside view records, now here I'll say it will focus for the function name inside the user view controller index at index. So that's it. You have done completely. The only thing is you need to go to the browser. Over here mention it as view records. Okay, some change over here in routes.php. Okay, I've not mentioned the semicolon. That is also an error. You should always terminate it with the semicolon. Let's fetch it again. You can see here in the tabular format it has given the ID as well as the name. You can fetch even more records by doing it. Adding one more column over here as email, you can fetch it over here and display it accordingly. If you need a border, we can set a border over here. So let's go to our user play table border equal to 1, just to see the proper distinction. Okay, so I'll just, yes, I want email also, so let's include email over here. I'll include another column td email id td. Yeah, here I'll say inside table how the email has been mentioned. We need to check over here, no spelling mistakes, it's just email. You can see over here inside test we have users table, and here the structure shows that email is present over here. So email is here. We'll say email. So let's check. Yeah, I've got the email ID also. So this is the way Laravel works with different type of the frameworks, and like different type of insertions and how it has been retrieved inside the particular view. So retrieval of the records has been completed. So that's all for this chapter.